We are live. You are looking live in the Mafia Dome. This is AJ Bocchine's dome. He's the man, the Godfather's Godfather, the real deal, the Don you want of sports. He is the one, the only AJ Bocchine.
What's up, buddy? What's up?
You are.
I want to give a shout out real quick if we can before we get started. Bo starts his first day at daycare today,
Oh,
so I wanted to give him a quick shout out because he starts his first day at daycare today, and it's exciting for the whole family. So
very cool.
yeah.
Both my kids spent a lot of time in daycare, and look how well they turned out. Whoops, never mind. Next subject.
Well, yeah, so that'll be good. But
Hey,
yeah.
speaking of Bo, I saw Russell Meyer, one of your biggest fans, this morning, and he said, "Hey, you guys didn't talk about AJ's how the baptism went."
Oh, it was
Yeah.
excellent. It was excellent, man. Great
What was the
time.
highlight? Russell wanted to know.
The highlight was being in front of the whole church and then acknowledging the whole family in front of the whole church. So it was cool.
And he didn't drop any f bombs.
No, I didn't. No, I
Good
didn't.
boy. Good
No
man.
idea. I was in
Excellent.
church. I was in church, so I figured that would be a good idea.
Oh, you figured right. Way to go, AJ.
Yeah.
We're very proud of you.
Good.
Okay. What do you got? What do you got? What's cooking in sports?
Oh, late night last night. Late night last night. Brewers won. Dodgers lost. Dodgers lost to the Cubs, so that really doesn't help the Brewers at all.
No.
But
Well, knocks another. It doesn't matter. They still knocks another one off the magic number.
yeah, number 9. No, we're down to 9 now. So
Yep.
It was a good game. The Brewers were up 2-1. Then Garrett Mitchell hit a homer in the 6th, and it held up 3. It held up 3-2. So it was a good game. It was a good game. I like San Francisco because you always know you're gonna get a low scoring game because that ballpark is so big. It's always gonna be exciting and entertaining. So
And it's usually pretty cold there, but not this time of year.
64
Yeah.
was last
Still,
night's temperature.
who pitched for the Brewers?
So Valley got another win. He's
What?
6-8 now.
You you wanted him off the team.
I did want to.
What do you? What? He's Italian.
It's Savale.
Well, you better say it right, and you better issue an apology to him.
I'm working on writing one right now. Actually, Vinny texted me last night and he said, I said, big trip coming. He said, yeah. I said, you traveling? He goes, no. He was in the studio last night, so it was a late night for him. But it was good.
Good. Okay, Brewers. So, are you confident in them winning the division still?
I think they'll close by the weekend.
So the answer is yes. How many
Yes.
weeks? How many weeks are left? When's the last game?
September 29th.
September 29th, and today is the 11th. So, 2.5 weeks or so left in the season.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So yeah. So 2 more weekends, right?
2 more weekends. Well, 3 more. Well, yeah. 2 more
Of the regular
weekends
season.
after this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's looking good for the Brewers now?
Mitchell looked really good last night. He didn't start, but he hit a homer.
That's pretty good. Coming off the bench and hit a homer.
Jackson looked really good. He had a hit last night and a phenomenal defensive catch up against the fence.
Cool.
Actually, 2 of them. He ran into the net. He ran into the netting on the second one, and the ball. You know how the wind is in San Francisco,
Mm-hmm.
so it kind of blew back into play. It was going to go foul and blew back into play, and he had to catch it up against the wall. So it was pretty impressive. It was a cool game. It was a fun game last night. So, and the games don't start astronomically. They start at 6:45 San Francisco time. So that's not too terrible. But especially with the pitch clock now, it's not too terrible of a game to watch. So it's good.
Did you watch the whole thing?
I did.
Way to go, AJ! You're a dedicated fan and broadcaster. Way to go!
I did. I watched the whole thing. So
Yours and okay. So Brewers won. Who pitches today? Do you know for the Brewers?
Valley, it's got to be Frankie.
Okay. Yeah.
I think.
I'll look it up. Okay. Anything else? Oh, and I got another baseball note for you. Is there anything else you want to talk about in baseball?
Uh, uh, no, I was just gonna talk a little bit about the Dodgers have a tough schedule coming up, but the interesting thing is the Brewers don't play. The Brewers don't have an off day until they have 5 games left in the season. They got 18 left now.
I love it as a fan with stretches
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, 13 in a row.
Okay. Um, that's interesting. I was going to mention Shohei Otani.
Yes, yes.
Do you know this? He has. You probably did, but this amazed me. This year he has 46 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
He has 47 stolen bases.
That's insane.
Do you know how many times he's been caught stealing?
Like 2, 5, maybe.
4.
That's
So
insane.
that is insane.
And keep in mind, Jack, he's not pitching.
I know. Do you think he should ever go back to pitching?
No, the man should never go back to pitching. He's just a beast.
He is a beast. Where would he play? Where does he have a position, AJ? Do you know?
Just play the DH. Just DH the whole time.
I know, but do you know what his position would be if he wasn't pitching?
Right field.
Right field. Okay. So he must be kind of fast.
He's got a cannon.
He's got a cannon. He sure does. Cannon's been shuttered for a while. Okay. Very cool.
You know,
So
he's a better version of who's the other Japanese pitcher I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Tanaka.
I don't know who that is. Is that the Cubs guy?
No, that's the Boston guy from years ago. Masahiro Tanaka.
I believe you, but I don't remember him.
He came in. He was the first Japanese pitcher to come over to the United States.
Really?
Yep. Besides Ichiro, of course.
Yeah. Okay. It says that he could be the first DH to win, full-time DH to win the MVP, and I thought Don Baylor won the MVP.
Not as a full-time DH. Though.
Yeah.
That'd be insane.
I'll ask.
He should never go back. He should never go back to the mound. There's too much risk.
And he hurt himself actually pitching, right? Was he pitching when it happened?
Yes.
Let's see. Just hang on. Bear with me. Okay. In 1979, All-Star and won the Most Valuable Player award. He won 3 Silver Slugger awards, the Roberto Clemente Award, and was a member of the '87 World Champion Minnesota Twins. Yeah. He was also known for getting hit by pitches, not getting out of the way. I think he's passed away.
Don Baylor?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He was something to see batting. I'm going to see if he... Okay. Oh, you're right, AJ. Here. When Don Baylor won the AL MVP with the Angels in '79, he started 65 of 162 games at DH, the highest percentage yet for an MVP winner. So he wasn't the full-time. I don't know what else he played. I think he played left field.
Yeah, probably left.
Well, I liked his nickname. It was the Groove.
The Groove?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's, yeah. You know, I've heard, and I believe this is true, you can't give yourself a nickname. Someone has to give you a nickname for it to be real and for it to stick.
Well, mine, I'm thinking about just changing to AJ. Because, well, I can't. My grandpa has too much respect. I have too much respect for my grandpa.
That's right.
But I can't just change mine because mine was given to me by the nurses. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What else? Anything else for baseball?
Did you see last night when I believe? Oh, the Phillies scored 5 in the 8th, and they were down. They were up. It was tied 4-4.
No.
So the Phillies scored 5 in the 8th, and I think they hit a grand slam too.
You're not
They're
giving
gonna.
up on that top two record, are you?
No, I'm not. But I believe the Phillies will finish with the top record now.
You do?
Yeah.
Over the Dodgers?
Yes, sir.
Who would you pick in the series between the Phillies and the Dodgers?
Too much depth in Philly.
So Philly.
Too much pitching.
So Philly.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Say it. I mean, like.
No, Philly has too much pitching and they're too healthy. The Dodgers rotation is banged up.
They're banged up. They have $10 zillion they're spending. I don't give a shit if they're banged up.
Yeah. Well, it's not the normal starters that they usually have. Let's just put it up.
Okay. Oh, we lost you for a second. Put your back. Okay. All right. That's enough of baseball. Where do you want to go next?
Let's go to football.
Okay.
Let's go to pros first.
Okay.
There's a big game tomorrow night. I'm not sure if you're
who
aware.
plays? No.
Buffalo, Miami.
Oh, really? That is a good game.
It's on Prime, so hopefully you have it.
I don't think I have it anymore.
Should be a good game. Buffalo won last week on a comeback, and Miami won last week because their offense is just so explosive. So.
Okay. Who do you pick? Who are you picking?
I like Miami.
Is it at Miami?
No, it's in New York.
Okay.
It's gonna be warm, so I like Miami.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think Miami is like a Super Bowl contender in your opinion?
Sleeper.
So yeah.
One of my top 7.
7? You have 7 teams that could win the Super Bowl?
No, but
okay.
I'm saying one of the top 7 teams in the NFL.
All right. If the playoffs were to start today, which is absurd, but in your 7 teams were in it, who would win with the health and everything? Because the only thing we can go on right now is the health of everybody, right?
Ravens.
Ravens?
Mm-hmm.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
The thing I don't like, I know they're always good. The thing I'm questioning about the Ravens is they lost that Patrick Queen, that linebacker, who was really good.
He went to the Steelers.
Yep, and they lost 3 out of 4 of their starting defensive backfield.
Yeah.
And their defensive coordinator.
They still have Kyle Hamilton. Well, let's not be too apropos about their defensive coordinator. Their defensive coordinator also gave them 41 to Texas this weekend. So let's not be too worried about it.
What? No.
Oh no, the old one. Oh, you're talking. The
guy who was there last year.
McDonald, yeah.
Yeah. They had a big win.
Yeah.
He's the coach at Seattle now.
They did. Against my other starting quarterback. So.
Yeah. Ravens. All right, you shocked me with that one. I should be ready for your shockers, but you still catch me every once in a while. Okay, so you pick Miami on the road because it's going to be warm, and you think they have a better team.
Yes.
Those are good reasons.
A healthier team too. Milano's still out for the Bucks.
He's going to be out like 100 years. He's always.
I know he's always hurt. So
it's a shame. It's a freak thing. How do you tear your bicep, for God's sakes?
Before the season even starts.
Yeah. Crazy. Okay. What about the Packers? Anything new?
I like them this week.
I saw a thing in the sports letter today. They have their new NFL rankings. Sports letter's online daily.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess where the Packers are?
10.
16.
What?
16.
What's wrong with it? They must take injuries into account.
Well, they have. It says they're down 4 slots, so they only had them at 12 last week. They didn't have them ranked very highly this year. You know
what they are? Wrong.
Hang on. Bleacher Report. There's a different one. All right. Hang on. It takes a while because they start with 32. Hang on. You're so impatient. Hey, is Bo Nix going to be any good?
I think he'll be solid.
Okay.
I don't know that he'll be great, but I think he'll be. He's also older than everybody in the league, so
Mm-hmm.
that helps. Not to be insulting, but that helps now.
The Bleacher Report has the Bears at 23.
But
The
zero, with absolutely zero offense.
Yep,
So,
the Vikings at 21.
hmm
They have the Colts, who the Packers are playing this week, at 20.
hmm
Chargers 19, Saints 18, Jacksonville 17, Seattle 16, Green Bay Packers 15.
makes a lot of that still puts them in the playoff. Well, that puts them on the outside of the playoffs.
Yeah. That the Packers came up short against the Philadelphia Eagles in week 1 is far from ideal, but what what it was happened in the closing moments of that loss made the season opener an absolute disaster for Green Bay.
Let's not. Okay, let's pump the brakes on the word disaster. Okay, the man is going to miss 3 games. You're not going to miss more than 3 games.
Yeah, we'll see. You just don't know.
Well, at least it heals itself. I talked to a sports medicine guy. It heals itself. It's not like it needs surgery or anything.
It's hard to view anything but Love's knee as the biggest problem for the Packers moving forward. The good news is that Green Bay's next 3 games will all be against teams that missed the postseason last year. The bad news is that 1 week into the season, the Packers' backs are essentially up against the wall, and they have to try and find a way to win 2 of 3 at least with Malik Willis, who will start in week 2.
Yes, Malik.
They have the Jets ranked ahead of them, 14, which is absurd.
That's absurd. He's 40 years old.
Yeah, people, he was so good for so long. I think people give him too much. They have the Bengals at 11. That's pretty low for them.
They played terrible though.
Yeah.
What's Cleveland at? They play awful.
Do you know? Cleveland is worse. Uh, Burrow, I think in his he's 0-8 in his season openers, I believe, or some crazy number like he's
He's
not.
1-4.
He's 1-4.
1-4.
1-4, and then I think the first 2 weeks he's like 1-7 or something.
Makes sense.
Hang on.
He doesn't get warm. He doesn't get loose.
Yeah, it's so cold. They have the Browns at 24.
Yeah, they were awful. They were awful.
They dropped. They were 16.
They were worse than Tom Brady's announcing.
Browns quarterback. Boy, you're not letting him up on that. Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson hadn't played since week 10 of the 23 season. Cleveland is all kinds of banged up on the offensive line. Dallas all will be used to one extent or another to rationalize another atrocious effort from Cleveland's $46 million quarterback. 24, 45, 169 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
You know what's funny?
Hmm.
I think Mel was there.
Oh, he did. I saw him at an event last week for a client of mine. He and his buddy were leaving Wisconsin at 2 a.m. Sunday to drive there.
Or leaving, or were they leaving early?
At least one of our analysis is done making excuses for Watson as well. The Deshaun Watson trade and contract is the single biggest boondoggle in the history of the National Football League.
Boondoggle. I like that word.
Ian Davenport said, is it Ian Davenport? Yeah.
Ian Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport. No, this is Davenport. I don't know who Davenport is.
I don't know who that is.
It's a nightmare the Browns can't wake up from. There's no way out of the deal that won't cripple Cleveland's salary cap through 2026. The Browns are 8-5 with Watson as a starter in spite of Watson, not because of him.
That's
Thinking
not
that
terrible.
Watson will magically turn back into his 2020 self is laughable at this point. At some point in the not too distant future, Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, is going to have to ask himself if Jameis Winston gives Cleveland a better chance to win. And he already knows the answer to that question.
Maybe his speeches do. Have you seen any of his speeches? They're hilarious.
No. If you were the Browns coach, would you keep starting Watson?
No, man. No. They're just.
Put in Jameis Winston?
No. I go out and get somebody.
Who are you gonna get? What's his name? Tannehill.
Yep.
But they spent so much money on Watson. They probably don't have any money they can give anybody.
Well, they can't cut him because his contract is guaranteed. So.
They can cut him. They just got to keep paying him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. So we'll see. But honestly,
they have the Ravens. Excuse me, AJ, but just they have the Ravens at 6, the Eagles at 5, Houston at 4. I think that's high for Houston. They barely won that game. 3, San Francisco. 2, Detroit. And Kansas City 1. I think you got to keep putting Kansas City 1 until they at least lose the game. Yeah.
Which may be a while.
Right.
So we shall see.
We shall see.
I'm excited for this weekend. It's a fun weekend for us, as you know. But yeah, I'm excited. Big time football on this weekend. So.
Are there any good college games on?
Yes.
Well, Badgers and Alabama.
No, there's the Apple Cup this weekend.
Oh, Washington State.
Yes, sir.
And you're picking the Cougs.
Yes, sir.
I saw an article, I'm looking at it again, from The Athletic yesterday, ranking Big Ten football teams from least panicked to most. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
2 weeks into the Big Ten season, some fan bases are storming the field while others are storming the gates. Welcome to the wild and chaotic world of college football. Level 5, so these are the least panicked. Sunshine and rainbows. Ohio State, of course. Nebraska.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
Illinois. Saturday was a critical test for the Illini, and they aced it, notching their first sellout since 2016. Illinois beat a ranked team, number 19, Kansas, at home for the first time in 5 years.
Yes, they did.
Also in the least panicked, Indiana. The Hoosiers are 2-0 with new coach Kurt Cignetti. Have you heard of him?
No.
Cignetti. He's one of your people.
It's Italian.
Yeah. And USC is the last one.
Okay. Do you notice that Illinois is an interesting case?
Is what's his name still there?
Yes, sir.
Brett Bielema?
Yes, sir. They're interesting. They don't play Wisconsin this year, unfortunately.
You think they'll be good for the whole year?
No. I do give them credit for beating Kansas, though, but no.
Okay. And your buddy Leipold or Leipold?
Leipold, yeah.
That had to be hurtful.
It was. I watched the game.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
And?
It was very hurtful.
Level 4, prepared but hopeful. So these are not. It's not the best level of fans as far as feeling about their team, but these are the next level.
Yes.
Penn State, Washington.
Yep.
It's so weird having those teams in the Big Ten. Will Rogers, the Mississippi State transfer, started hot with 511 yards passing, 5 touchdown throws, and no interceptions on 78.8% completion.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Still got Penn State high, huh?
Yep, and Michigan State. They won at Maryland.
Well, ever since they got rid of Mel Tucker, they'll be all right.
Yeah, Rutgers is also damn high. Now, level number 3, heightened concern. Oregon.
Big time. They won their first 2 games. Well, they're 1-1, so yeah.
Yeah, they were so close to a 2-0 start under Friday Night Lights. The fumble recovery was overturned on review, with 133 allowing Duke to tie the score on a field goal and then win in overtime. And they have Wisconsin in that with heightened concern.
I'm not concerned because I have no expectation.
Here, this is what they say. The Badgers are 2-0 with a pair of touchdown wins against overmatched foes Western Michigan and South Dakota. That's the good spin. On the flip side, an explosive element on both sides of the ball has not consistently emerged, even as quarterback Tyler Van Dyke posted solid numbers in week 2. And Alabama is coming to Camp Randall this week. Then they have the next level of concern: Minnesota, UCLA, Purdue,
UCLA.
Maryland. Then the most panicked, Iowa and Michigan.
See, Michigan I can understand. Iowa I can't really understand.
You can't?
No.
That's what they say. From the outside, losing 20-19 on a 54-yard field goal with 5 seconds left as a 2.5-point favorite to rival Iowa State should warrant a modest reaction. Instead, the apocalyptic backlash boiled over after yet another offensive meltdown. 2 possessions in field goals, and Iowa quarterback Cade McNamara completed just 5 of 18 passes for 27 yards and 2 touchdowns over the final 3 quarters.
That's terrible.
That is terrible.
You know what that means?
No.
40% of his completions were touchdowns.
Wow, that's really good.
That's really bad. when you have five completions, that's really bad.
So you think it's going to be a good week of college football?
I do.
Are you going to watch the whole Badger game?
No, because I have to work.
Oh, that's right. You got a big weekend coming up.
Yeah. But I will watch the second half.
Okay. All right. What else you want to talk about? Time for your words of wisdom almost.
Oh, I got one more thing.
All right. Go.
I wanted to talk about, let me see. I haven't given you a D3 report yet.
Okay.
But I'll give you one this weekend.
Okay. D3 report this weekend.
Yep. On Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, Sunday we're going to be on. We don't know. Probably 11 we said?
Yeah, 11.
11 a.m. Mafia on Sunday. All right.
We can go to the words of wisdom.
All right. Let's go.
Today,
wait. I got to do the intro. Hey, come on, dude. AJ's words. It's time for AJ's advice. The words of wisdom that AJ discovered or thought of emanating from the world of sports that you can take and apply to your life to use and make your life better. Go.
Well, today is a special words of wisdom because we all know where we were 23 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Today is, for people who are not watching live, today is September 11th.
Yes. And I remember where I was specifically. I was in a 4th grade classroom as an 8-year-old kid, scared out of my mind as my dad was flying on a plane. And it was very scary. And I think we need to just step back today and cherish the ones we love. Because today is a very somber day in American history. And I think it's a day we should all remember. You know, if you weren't born, but if you were too young, it's a very, sad day, but it's also a day of remembrance for a lot of people. So I just take it as what it is, and just, I wouldn't say enjoy it because that's the wrong word, but I think take it as is and remember those who we lost, and remember the people that you love, because you never know when your number's going to be called, and just remember just hang on to the people that you love a little extra today, because it was a very emotional day for me, because my dad was on a plane and I didn't know what the outcome was. Being an 8-year-old kid, I was very scared, and I just remember that day as like it was yesterday. So, just yeah.
Okay, well said.
Yeah.
So it's one we'll never forget for sure,
Mm-hmm.
and should never forget.
They paused the baseball season. I remember that. World Series went in November that year.
And the NFL.
George Bush threw out the first pitch. So yeah. So I remember that. So just wanted to give them a moment of remembrance there and go from there. So
Well said. Well done, AJ. You came through again. Words of wisdom. Damn straight.
thank you.
All right, AJ.
All right, buddy. We'll see you on Saturday. Saturday?
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Or no
Yeah, Saturday
Thursday.
night.
No Thursday this week because I got PT.
Okay. No Thursday this week, and then Saturday night, you and I are going to see each other at Mr. Bob's Gala
Yes, sir.
at the first ever an evening of kindness, raising money for Mr. Bob's homeless initiative. Please go to MrBobsUnderTheBridge.org to donate, to volunteer. If you can't make it to the gala this weekend, that's too bad. It's going to be a great time. They're going to have comedy, sports, but it's you can still give and not have to be there. So if you have an opportunity to give either of your time or of some money to a great worthy charity headed by a crazy yet wonderful man,
Crazy fun loving man. Yeah, that's
crazy fun loving Mr. Bob. So Mr. Bob Burmeister. So there you go. All right, everybody. Thanks for the thanks for the sports, AJ. Thanks for the wisdom, and thanks for the wise words about September 11th.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always appreciate it.